Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about A Man Called Otto. Played by Tom Hanks, we follow Otto, who is, I guess, the live-action version of Mr. Fredricksen from Up. He's also very grumpy like him. He's got similar hair, he's got white hair, an old man. Anyway, so Otto is a very disciplined guy. He has a daily routine. He's very, I guess, strict, and he follows all the rules, but he's very stubborn. He's a grumpy guy. Anything that people don't do right, he shits on them pretty hard. And then a family moves in next door, and this is a very unique family. Like, the wife doesn't have a driver's license. Otto teaches her how to drive. The husband can't repair much, so he helps them repair. Slowly we get to learn about the characters, and we get to learn about their past, why they are the way they are. And I apologize for the sounds in the background. This is not a treated room. So we get to learn about everybody, why they're here, what their past is, why they act the way they do. And it's just such a beautiful story overall. I honestly rate this movie very high. I'm going to get into the ratings later, but the music, especially, it does complement everything very well. But I must say, the subtitle for this one scene said it was uplifting music, but I don't think it was very uplifting. It was more of like a very sad moments, more than uplifting. But then the subtitle said uplifting, so it was very confusing for me. Obviously, if the subtitles weren't there, it wouldn't have confused me, because I would just be listening to the music and I would be seeing, hey, this is that and all that, just there. So the shots in the movie are amazing. An example of a good shot is, I think, young Otto and Ruben. Young Otto and Ruben were busy talking, and there was one angle, and they followed them, and they were moving around, and it's kept on that shot, and the shot still made sense. It's not like someone went behind another character. They're still left and right the whole time they switched, but it was overall very good, The shots that are impactful, they really hit you. And the scenes that are more light-hearted and are meant to be funny, I found them very funny. Personally, I did find them quite humorous. It was almost like I was seeing a Fredricksen in real life. It was that kind of thing. Just the dynamic with the family. And speaking of the family was very cool. So the dad, he is just such a klutz, and it was kind of Otto teaching him how to do things, because he doesn't know much. And the mom also didn't know a lot, but she's like mostly the backbone of the family. So she was the one who opened Otto up, because she could see right away that he was a tough cookie, but she could crack him. And then the daughters are very cute, but they're still smart enough to crack jokes and be smart towards Otto. It was funny. So the whole movie is basically about Otto. He makes friends. He becomes a hero for saving a dude, and the whole tone of the movie is depressing and like heartbreaking, because he does acts. I'm not gonna spoil it, or maybe say it on YouTube for getting demonetized, but he does certain things that will harm himself, basically. And I actually think it's interesting, because every time he goes through what looks like depressive episodes, then he gets flashbacks with his wife, and moments in his past where I think he's happiest. And it's actually interesting, because thinking back to his wife makes him depressed and makes him want to do these things. Those flashbacks actually have meaning, and throughout the movie you see more and more flashbacks. You get to piece together what happened to his wife and all those things. And he actually does say, and I think I'm paraphrasing, but he says life is meaningless without her. So it's a sad movie, but eventually he starts getting over it more, and then he gave his stuff away. He starts planning for the future. He gets a cat, and he loves the cat. So the one gripe I have with this movie is the use of social media. There is a character who comes in. I think he's in charge of all the block of buildings, like I'm saying block of flats, but he's in charge of the neighborhood. He wants one of Otto's friends to move out, because their grandson wants the house. Long story, but anyway, they eventually defeat him via the power of social media, which I don't think is a very good reason. But they could have just stood their ground and said, "Hey, you can leave. We can take care of them ourselves." They didn't need a social media representative to come in. That was not to my taste, but anyway. Overall, I give this movie like an 8 out of 10 because it is such a beautiful movie. The shots are awesome, the music is awesome, story is amazing, characters are amazing, overall amazing, but there are few flaws overall. I think maybe if they didn't use social media and they helped themselves, like the neighborhood is a neighborhood that didn't need outside help, like the neighborhood is strong enough that they can fight any forces that come their way, basically. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But that's all. This is definitely shorter than the previous one because I don't have much. I have less negative things to say. And the positive things, well, I'll leave that up to you to actually watch it yourselves because it is a nice movie. Just a trigger warning, there are self-harm scenes. So just if you are... There is a trigger warning in the beginning of the movie if you do need help. But yeah, stay safe out there, everyone. So anyway, cool. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any other movies you want me to review, let me know in the comments and I will get to them as soon as I can.